Hey, yeah. Whatever. I don't know. Fuck off, Banjo Kazooie. Oh. Oh, I just made Crash crash. Now let's see if I can make Banjo crash. Nope. I don't understand why these fucks can go so much faster than me. It's like the Porsche's topping out. Maybe because at the time they start up further in the race. I fucking hate when it gets into this narrow track portion bullshit. Oh, Crash is still in 6th after crashing, so. Merry Christmas, I hope your tree burns down. God, these guys are so much further ahead than me, and they're like right there. It's like, shut up, Karen. God, that sunlight still hurts your eyes. Alright, I have a chance of catching up to these fucks and passing them. Oh, I made Crash go to 6th. The other ones are like almost dead ass behind us. Alright, we're gaining on number 2. Use him to draft. And mamacita, su es muy bonita, hada danchada. Fuck! Just barely lost. I don't know if I like Bumble. Some people seem to like it, but I don't. Okay. Let's see. Okay, well, I don't know what's going on, but that's
Huh?
okay.
Everything is fine.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Good movie still. Did you see any new movies recently, Dan?
I have not. The
I
last that I like kind of
what?
watched was I talked about the Joker enough that I feel like I've watched it.
Joker wasn't. Joker was pretty good. Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah, I was heading not to see it at first because like the whole like talk about it was just like very tedious. But from what I've heard, just the proper way is just viewed as a comedy.
Um. To an extent, it is a comedy, but on the other hand, it does a great job at like addressing mental health and like issues
Hmm.
that people with psychological disorders have. It's not perfect, but it's has enough of a good representation.
Yeah.
So that's what I appreciated. But, you know,
That is good. I mean, like I read it, it accurately presented some of these things where it's like they don't want to make like a character sympathetic and like they obviously does like certain things that are crazy.
well, he kills somebody. Like, oh, he kills a few people, but it's not a
Yeah,
Joker movie if he doesn't kill somebody.
but like yeah, that's what I'm talking is crazy. Like he talks about how
That's,
what was it Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's dad, like he's evil. It's like, well, that's true. He is.
but what else?
And like not supposed to be like from what I've heard like different things like when he kills his mom, for instance, like that's supposed to be funny. Like obviously in like a gallows humor kind of way. Like obviously it's not, but like it's presented in a way that's supposed to be like kind of funny in like a messed up way.
No, I agree. Like, you have to, um,
Like that point,
one,
it's not supposed.
one,
It's supposed to be like that's not a serious part of it. Like some people might be like, "Oh, is this like does this talk about like mom issues, psychology and stuff?" And it's like, no, that's just supposed to be just like a, you know, entertainment.
to an extent, yes and no. It is actually meant to have the psychological aspects because the character is struggling with it, and what happens is basically the programs that were meant to help him got cut,
Yeah.
so he kind of gets fucked over by the system, and then it's
Yeah.
like, well, fuck, I got fucked over by the system, and now I can't, process everything correctly. And every time I
Hmm.
try to feel like I'm doing something right, I get fucked over. And then I'm just like, well, that's kind of, accurate too.
Yeah. It depends on what perspective you want to go for. Like think of it in. Like that's a good one. Um, I guess, and I tend to think of it more in terms of like the system. Like, yes, he is like a victim of a system. That's where like the whole thing where he like kills certain people. It's supposed to be like, well, they deserved it.
Some of them did, yeah.
I mean, not like, and that's
I won't
like with the
spoil it
entertainment
for
value.
anyone. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, oh god. It's like you have to
Like,
realize that yes, it is part. Like if the Joker didn't kill somebody in a Joker movie, I'm pretty sure people would be upset.
yeah, it's like the way where obviously that's not
Also,
how you like deal with the problems in real life, but in like a movie logic, like you're allowed to take the freedom to be like, yeah, like this is one way to do it. Maybe not the right way, but it's a way that you're allowed to explore in film.
God, why is it not catching the drifts? I'm getting annoyed by that. Like, I'm activating it the proper timing, and it's not recognizing the drifts. Like, even if the car skids,
Hmm.
and that's getting on my nerves. Like, I almost did what it wanted me to, and it just completely fucked up. Maybe I need
Yeah.
to, like,
Which
change
one are you playing now? You're playing
Heat.
right, and I can. Is that the newest one, or is that like the second newest one? I wasn't able to.
That's the newest one. Payback is the second newest.
Okay.
Payback was the one that almost killed the franchise.
Hmm. Yeah, that is one thing where like I've like when I've been playing things, I have like certain franchises that I've kind of gotten into that I've been trying to play like a bunch of them.
Like
Like for
Mass
instance,
Effect I need to finish.
yeah, like Mass Effect, I haven't played it yet because I would need to play all of them for me. Um, like Assassin's Creed, I played every single Assassin's Creed. I just need to finish Odyssey.
Odyssey
And
was good.
and when I got Odyssey, it came with the remaster of 3, which was the first one that I played, which got me into the series.
Yeah.
So I still
Ew.
have it on my hard drive just because I'm close to like 100% completing it.
3 or odd or you need to play
3.
1 and 2.
I played 1 and 2. And that's what I was going to say. Well, I still need to I still need to finish 2. I have to. My problem with some of the earlier ones, like I try to do them in order, but I skip through some of them, is that like the controls and everything are so bad. And that's what it relates to, like the controls not accepting your drifts and everything.
Yeah.
Like
Like
in some of
I know
the older
one
games
one had a
especially.
lot of issues with controls,
Yeah.
but it was also, the first game in the series. Now what I would have liked them to do is to once they remaster, or I'd like them to remaster it and fix the controls.
Hmm. Yeah, just things
But
like say you're trying to walk or you're trying to like jump in like from a pier, like jumping from like pillar to pillar as you're trying to get out onto a boat, and like you'll be facing the correct direction, and then all of a sudden you'll just like decide to jump like backwards into the water. Like, why are you doing
yeah,
this?
why you do this, you stupid person? I know what you mean though. Yeah, there's a spot in 1 that I got super pissy with because he just jumped off the wall, and I'm like, I'm done for a while.
Yeah, so I mean, they're good. Like, I think I've played everyone. The only one I haven't even started yet. I have Liberty, um,
I
the one
haven't
that came with
played
the one that
Origins
came with
or
3.
Rogue.
I played Rogue. I would suggest if you're for Rogue, depending on how much you think you're able to play, I would play it right after Black Flag.
Also, I haven't played Black Flag.
Right. Yeah, I would do Black Flag and then Rogue. Even though Rogue chronologically is supposed to occur before
Yeah,
Black Flag in 3,
Black Flag.
it's basically a slightly better version of Black Flag where you go back through the maps of 3. It's kind of like a
Well, the thing is,
combo.
Black Flag and Assassin's Creed Rogue launched at the same time.
Right. But I think Black Flag's like a little
And
bit more polished, or Rogue is a little bit more polished for whatever reason.
the remastering is. I don't
Maybe
know if you
that's why.
played the original.
I played the remaster. I did not play the original. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, the remastering, I believe, took the system from uh, Flag and then put it on Rogue. Hey mamacita, su es muy bonita. Well, fuck. I need a drift car, not this Porsche. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, he wants a Porsche, duh. Not
Yeah,
this
come on, who
guy.
wants a Porsche? Come on, Reynolds. Go. I'll trade you the Charger for the Porsche. Let's go.
I'll be able to buy one in 15 years.
I don't see it being that long.
Well, the good thing is I'll be done with school and hopefully training in like 6 max
6 months?
years.
I thought you were halfway done with your med.
Well, yeah, so 2 years of rotations and then residency, which is you're graduated, you have your, but you're not like board certified to practice fully yet. So you do residency, which is basically
Uh,
like you still get paid, but like not like a doctor's salary.
Damn, I did worse this time. Fuck. Let me see if I can fix the steering. You think I should lower the steering sensitivity, or should I
I
increase
haven't. I
the?
always change the controls on racing games. It's just like really hard for me to figure out exactly what I want.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if downforce will help me or not. You
I
know,
don't know. Honestly, what I do sometimes is I put everything on like the easiest setting possible, and then I start to add things and see what gets better.
sadly that's not how this works.
Oh, really?
No,
Oh, you're not talking about controls. You're talking about
drifting.
like parts. Yeah, downforce should
Um,
help.
like no, like you have to modify how the car responds to certain inputs.
Is that the one that has like a card system?
That's payback. That's why payback was partially trash.
Loot boxes before they were cool.
What about loot boxes before they were cool?
I don't know when payback came out exactly, but the cards. I'm calling that loot
When loot
boxes.
boxes? I know League was one of the League and Team Fortress 2 were two of the
Yeah.
ones that had like loot boxes. Well, kitty. God, I'm doing so bad. I might just try my Mustang because I feel like the Mustang whip more, you know?
hmm I mean, that's the one thing that I don't know if it would be entirely accurate is like they have to make the muscle cars still good because like a large portion of the player base like prefers
Player
those.
base. Um,
So like in
they
a
will
race where you
still make
had to drift, like would I take a Mustang over like a Porsche? Absolutely not. But they have to make it so you can like make it possible.
yeah, like
Which leads to like weird physics.
word physics. Fuck, I can't hit this 6,000 cap that it wants me to hit. It's getting really annoying because it's like I get so close. So close. Did I at least get the money? Reward 0. Fuck that. If I don't get any money for not completing the challenge, like fuck, I'll just keep trying the challenge. You know?
Yeah. At least get something for like finishing the race.
Well, no, I finished the race, but you have to hit the exact amount, or they don't give you anything. Like they'll be like, fuck off. Like right there, should have been a combination drift, but I want my tires to slide more. Did you play the Modern Warfare campaign, by the way?
I did not end up getting Modern Warfare.
I'm surprised.
I am off COD for now. Although
I
maybe I'll
enjoy.
switch at some point. I found that I had too many FPSs, so I decided that my home field FPS is Battlefield for now.
Ooh, the treachery.
But to be fair, the
That's
last
not
COD
bad.
that I owned was Infinite Warfare, so that would
Yeah, no
explain a
wonder
lot
you
probably.
needed a break from COD.
Well, I had
Yeah.
Infinite Warfare and I had Battlefield 1, which is my favorite like FPS of all time.
I mean, Battlefield 1 was pretty good.
Yeah, so that it was like when you compared the two, I was like, well, duh. Like I know what I'm gonna pick. It was
I was
also around
surprised
that time
EA
that
did not announce a new.
they didn't announce a new one.
Yeah, like that would have
Like
made
next
sense for
year's
me. Like
version.
just like yeah, like they didn't even announce Need for Speed Heat.
Great secrets.
Yeah, but then they released Need for Speed Heat. Like what? How are people supposed to get excited and like get excited? Like I was skeptical about getting it. And then I actually like watched gameplay of it to like make sure it wasn't a dog shit pile, you know?
Yeah.
How's that not a continuous drift? Oh my god, fuck this race. Fuck that race. I failed again. That's annoying. Like, I don't know. The fact that it's like, I feel like I need to change my tire suspension thing every fucking race, and that partially annoys me.
The tires like have wear and tear.
No.
Just changing like functionality.
No, it's more of a, they have it so yeah, like if you're doing drift races, it will put a certain type of tires on or a certain type of suspension on,
Right.
and so it's like okay, cool, but Actually, what's sad is I think my car is doing better now that I fixed it. They changed the settings back to what they were before, like with drifting, and I'm like, that's silly.
Yeah. Those games have like weather conditions too, right? Like could that be like a difference?
Don't add sometimes it will be raining. Yeah, there's not been snow. It's not Forza Horizon, you know.
Yeah.
But like Forza Horizon, there was snow, rain, sleet, a
Hmm.
blinding sun. Like,
And the
oh
last time
god,
I
that
played
fucking for
Horizon, I was with one of my classmates who has since failed out, of course. He had like a cool like one of the wheels.
yeah. And why did he
It was
fail out? Too much gaming, or
no, I mean there were like a lot of people who haven't made it, and I think a lot of them are just like it's funny that they were like dumb or something. They just had other things to do, like a really wealthy family, and I think that he was just like he's working on some kind of like VR project, and I think he was like I'd rather work on
so he's
my like
stretching
passion
himself
project
thin?
here.
Yeah.
I think he just didn't take it seriously, which like it's not like as hard as people think. You just have to like just you have to know what.
Dedicate the time and know what you're
Yeah,
doing.
just there's a way to do it. Um, like it's out there. It's not a mystery how you get through and like do well. You just have to be willing to
Put in
do
the
it.
time and effort.
Yeah,
I
but it's not
understand.
even
It's
like a
like
lot of
any
time
grad
and
school
effort.
program.
Like yeah, but it's not just the time and effort. Like people do it wrong. Like they'll like study the wrong thing. Like right now, like I said, I'm board studying. Like what that basically means is like I do nothing that like schools provided. There's like certain resources out there because like the curriculum's like the it's standardized like across the country. So like
Yeah.
rather than trusting your school, like just do what people do when they who know what they're talking about. And there are some people that just
No,
like
I
they try to
understand that.
do they try to do it their own way or they try to do it the way they did it in undergrad or whatever and it's not they're not working hard enough, it's that they're doing the wrong thing. And then they get to the test and they're like, wow, none of this stuff was in my study guide. Like yeah.
Huh, I wonder why.
Yeah. And plus it's just interesting how like a lot of people just have other stuff to do.
I mean, that's
Like a
life,
lot of
sadly.
like several of the people they had like wealthy spouses and like I'm pretty sure most of them are just like, why am I doing this? I'm just gonna stay at home. But like I get it. I've thought about it. I got a sugar mama.
What? Saber, no. No. Do not try to pull down bulls. Sorry. There's a bull that had tuna in it, and she's like, meow. It's like, no. Alright, I gotta kill Banjo Kazooie.
You playing Banjo-Kazooie Racing?
No. There's somebody's nickname is Banjo.
Hmm.
So the joke is, gotta kill Banjo Kazooie. Like, boop, 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 boop,
Hmm.
boop, 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 boop.
Hit him with a backpack.
Yeah, basically. or a red turtle shell.
Do some eggs at him.
Do you remember us playing Blur at Patrick's?
Vaguely, it's kind of a blur.
But that's a pretty bad joke. I'm not gonna lie, Reynolds. But yeah, it was basically the Mario Kart of Need for Speed.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all got drank one time a lot.
Explain a lot.
I think that was the night actually you puked. I think.
I don't know.
You're like, stop mentioning that. I don't want it to be known. We will change your name on the stream title to not that, but gamertag instead. That way they can't be like efficacy board. Puke like.
It wouldn't be the worst thing
How's
on my
this
record.
card? That's true. God, I barely lost that race. Son of a bitch. Is Patrick ever gonna fucking message me back? That's something that drives me insane with Patrick. It's like he'll be like, "I'm done at this time."
Was he saying that time, but like Pacific time?
No, he said. I think he said, "Yes, meow." You could hear that meows. At least I could hear it through my mic. Oh,
I think my cat heard your cat because he disappeared. Like he doesn't like what's going on in this room.
Really?
Oh, you know, I think I locked him in the basement. That's probably why.
Why did you lock the kitty in the basement? That's rude.
It was an accident.
That makes sense. Dude, this one person, like I like to talk to him sometimes, but I've like compared to when he and I used to be really close friends, it feels
Mhm.
like he's more of a burden now, which sucks because, you don't want anyone to feel like a burden, but like you
Yeah, I
you're
mean, people
like,
going.
"Hey,
You never know.
huh?"
People go in their directions. Like some people become less of a burden. Some people become more. Problem is,
No, I
like
get
back in
it.
the day, like if you were a bit of a burden, like you had a room to change. But like now, it's like you've kind of settled into final form.
Being that your final form. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, well, for some of them, it's like, okay, well, we can easily, deal with this, but it's like, hey, you asked for help. I give you an answer for that help or something, and you just
Hmm.
keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's like, well, why am I gonna, try to help you then?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you gave good advice. That's you got to do. But at this point, you can
Yeah.
give advice, but you can't force people to take it.
Same with medicine. You can't force people to take their medicine if they don't want to take it. Right?
I mean, legally, I could force someone to take it.
Yes and no. Depends on what it is.
I had my ways.
Get in the vehicle, bitch. Alright, fuck this. I'm driving off road. Oh no, that's a wall. That's a wall indeed. Can't do that. That was bad. That was bad. One of my biggest issues in game, I really wish they had like the time separation more, not how they have it right now.
What do you mean time
They have
separation?
it like you have to choose if you want to race during the daytime or during the nighttime.
Uh,
If you choose to race during the daytime, you're stuck in the daytime for the
mm,
whole time. If you want to switch to the nighttime, you have to go to the garage and change your time frame. You can't like switch between the you can't switch between the two like interchangeably easily. And
Yeah.
it does like I'd rather have it be a progressive time thing where it's like, okay, you spent 2 or 3 hours during the daytime, now it's gonna be nighttime, kind of thing, you know?
hmm I do think I read something about that in one of the reviews. The people weren't a fan.
Like, well, it's not a review copy. It was one that I bought, but I'm still probably gonna end up writing a review for it.
hmm
I like it like that.
I started listening to a podcast that reviews games and gaming culture and stuff. It's called Filthy Casuals.
Yeah,
I guess this is the plug. It's pretty good. It's three Australian guys.
interesting. I laugh if I know them. Like if they're popular. I'd be like, maybe I saw them at E3.
Maybe.
It was somebody the other day was like, "Oh yeah, you're nobody on Twitch or YouTube," and I'm like, "Well, I may be a nobody to you, but I can go up to Mr. Raffle Waffles or Markiplier, Angry Joe, or like these different YouTube streamers that are super popular, and they know who I am. So go fuck yourself." And that shut them up, and they're like, "Can you introduce me to Markiplier?" I'm like, "No, go fuck yourself." Why would I go out of my way to do anything for you after you just did that? And they're like, well, I'm going to unsubscribe and unfollow. And I'm like, okay, this is just a hobby. It's not a job, you know? Like, yeah, I'd love
Yeah.
it for it to be a
It'd be
job,
nice if it was
but
a job.
the fact is it's not, gonna hurt me inside if you decide not to. Like if somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to boycott it and blast it and shit talk it and make up lies," then yeah, I'd be like,
hmm
"Well, fuck you even more." But I don't
Fuck
know.
you,
It
fucking
was
fucking.
just
Fuck you, bloody.
shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. You're a dirty little liar, Uncle Fucker. No South Park reference? Okay. The but no, like, and then another person was like, "Oh, I heard you know Matt Pat or Matt Pat before," and I'm like, "Yes, I've had to, interact with them a few times because of Bethesda's press conferences or Xbox's press conferences. What about it?" And they're like, "Well, next time you're with them, can you go get an autograph?" And I'm like, I could, but like, why should I? You know,
What have you done for me recently? Yeah.
it's not even a matter of what have you done for me recently. It's a matter of, hey, anytime I've ever asked you to do anything, or like even just hang out, oh, I'm too busy, or oh, I can't do this because I don't have money. And then I see that you're posting XYZ thing on Facebook of, oh, I just did this with other friends. It's like, no, fuck off. You know,
hmm
that's what gets me. Unlike if it's somebody that I interact with all the time. Like, say you wanted a picture or you wanted something signed by
An autograph.
Markiplier. Yeah. I'd be more inclined to go, hey, let's go do this than I would be for, hey, somebody I haven't even seen in a year and a half and they just said, hey, you're going to E3, can you do XYZ thing for me? I'd be like, yeah, I can go do it, but it would cost you. Yeah. Like I had, whenever I was doing the like preparation for E3, I was doing streaming, and people were like, "Oh, can you grab XYZ thing for me?" And I'm like, first off, you're not even a follower or subscribed.
It's
Second
like I'm
off, I don't
busy.
know you.
Yeah.
Third, I'm there to work, not help you out. Like
I
if,
get you
hey, I
stuff.
wasn't. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Fuck, I
I don't
hate
know.
arguing.
I've only been to the one convention up in Boston, PAX, and
Actually,
the gaming convention. And it was
I
good, but like
know,
I feel
I've been there
like
too.
yeah, I feel like we didn't like I think I was just like it was my first one. Like I just went to like a couple. Like, I didn't go to like any panels. Like we went around and like talked with different people and stuff, but like I didn't really like know like, oh, like this is like a networking thing, and like there were people with like, like I didn't even have a Twitch at that point, so like people were like giving me their cards and like, yeah, I do like this or that, like, hobby type thing, which was cool. Like one guy did like, it wasn't D&D, but it was someone like other like tabletop, like smaller campaign type thing.
Yeah.
Um, and he was
Like
like giving out cards and
there's
stuff.
so many of them I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly which one it
Yeah, I
is
don't know.
without
Like, yeah, but how PAX has like like a third of its board games and everything,
yeah,
like things like
there's
that. So like I probably would
that
have
would be hard
actually
to tell you.
like looked into it and watched,
If what?
some stuff if I had like known like, oh yeah, like that's what I'm here for, to like find new content to watch when I get home.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to think of what it was this year. Like Borderlands 3 big aspect of this year. But otherwise it was like, okay, let's go do indie game 1, indie game 2, indie game 3, indie game 4, you know?
Yeah, well, that was the other thing too. Like, I don't know if this is traditional with PAX, but it was a lot more indie games, and there really wasn't that much. There wasn't that
That's
much
always
involved.
PAX.
Yeah, and I figured that was
That's
it. So
like
like, not only was it not like BlizzCon or like E3 or something, but it was like one where I was like, I've never heard of any of these games, and
yeah,
but like,
that's what PAX is all about. It's about showing off indie developers and like it's called the Penny Arcade Expo. It's supposed to be for lesser known things.
yeah, it's like it was fun. I got to play like some like Final Fantasy 15 demo and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and there's some games too. Like I guess technically they're indie, but like one that Pat and I played, I'm pretty sure was actually Dauntless.
Probably.
Yeah.
I know it was there. I had the opportunity to play Dauntless too
Yeah.
whenever it was at PAX, but
But it was still on like beta and stuff at this point, I guess.
oh, even
But
alpha.
like, yeah, it was cool. I mean, so like because of that, like when I have it downloaded, I just haven't like played it at all.
Me too.
Well,
Like
someday if you want to
there's a few
stream,
things.
try a new game, you can watch us both be awful. Because I remember we tried. They had like there was like this secret boss like type thing. So it's like one where you like fight monsters, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know
Yeah.
what
So
Dauntless is. I've
right. Well, I'm
played a
saying
little
like
bit of it.
so the gist is like you get in the party and like fight monsters, kind of
Like
like
World of Warcraft.
in indie monster world hunter kind of.
I was just gonna say like World of Warcraft, but you know, hey,
Yeah, I guess I felt like it was a little bit different, like mechanic wise.
probably more like Monster Hunter. I
Yeah,
always think of Guild
just
Wars
like your
specifically
attacks were a
with
lot
Dauntless.
slower and everything.
Have you played Guild
And you
Wars?
could I have not, but one of my friends like that's like his MMO of choice, so I feel like I should get it at some point.
It's free for the most part.
Yeah.
Only expansions cost. Why am I losing this race? I don't understand. Maybe I need a break from this. Maybe I'll go play Borderlands. And be like, Patrick, you're late. I started without you. Like, or maybe I'm sick of the daytime scheduling in this. But I forget. Did you see all the League of Legends stuff that they're having coming out soon?
I saw some of it. What's your favorite part?
I mean, they're finally making anime based off the show or
That
based
is
off the
good.
game,
Yeah. I
so
don't know.
that
I've
people
only played
like
a little bit of
can
League.
get the lores. Yeah, League wasn't your game of choice. I
I mean,
recall.
I like it. I didn't really play that much. I played WoW, but that was basically my only like PC game. But I played a bit of League. Like my problem is that I tend to just like face pull like everything. Like the
Yeah,
whole
Dan,
concept
don't
of
go in that
like
bush. What bush? Ooh.
yeah, it's my modes are like either I'm not doing enough, like my APM is too low, or I'm doing too much, and like face pulling. I have trouble like having a good balance.
I understand. That's nothing wrong with that. Patrick, hurry up.
Like for instance, I started playing StarCraft recently,
Yeah.
and like I don't build and like attack fast enough or anything. Like I take
Construct
my time,
additional pylons.
I make sure that everything is exactly what I want until I'm like perfectly happy with it, and then like I'll put all my forces in. But like the problem is that by the time you actually get to that point,
You're
you
already
know
done.
the other player is already like they have twice as many people as me, and they've already attacked me like 4 times, and like I don't know. I think I just have trouble multitasking.
Yeah, you have to balance it. And that's the problem. Like, that's part of the reason why I don't like StarCraft is, like, there's so much you have to keep control of.
Yeah, I think the big thing is I have a poor Uber Micro.
Mm, I don't know.
It's from
I would have to
Uber
see it.
Micro. It's basically like my macros and everything aren't that good. Like I'm very like slow
Alright,
and
hold on.
deliberate with like doing some things versus like I'm not good at like having hotkeys and everything.
I understand. Hold on, let me go to the bathroom. So I'm gonna stop the
Mhm.
stream and also go to the bathroom.